Welcome to Shamrock Reddit Stories, where a wife asks if she's the butthole for searching her husband's pants pockets without asking. This one is called, Am I the butthole for embarrassing my husband and being dramatic? My husband and I have a 17-year-old son, Jake. Jake is about 6 foot 4 inches. My husband is around 5 foot 10 inches, and I'm also 5 foot 10 inches. Tall, that is. My husband's family are all average height, while my family is a lot taller. I'm actually the shortest of 3 sisters and a brother. But like most sane people, I don't care about height. I assumed my husband didn't either, seeing that he married me and would defend me every time one of his brothers tried making a rude joke. But ever since our son surpassed our height when he was 15 years old, my husband has been making a few very off comments. Basically, just things like, he's too tall. Is he even mine? You know, comments that make it seem like I cheated on him. Jake also has more of my features, so yeah. I never thought much of his comments because he still treated our son like our other kids and would only say it once in a while. Also, my mom had cancer, so I was a bit distracted. Anyway, my husband and I were picking my brother up from the hospital, and I don't know why, but my husband thought it would be a great idea to start complaining about our son. He said the usual, he's nothing like me. He's not smart. He's too tall. He likes the sports I dislike. That has to mean something, right? I was honestly so over it and asked him if he was a frickin' idiot. He's a biology teacher, for frick's sake. Does he not know how genetics work? I said all that and told him that if he was so frickin' concerned, then he can get a paternity test, but I'm done with him. My brother heard all of this and told my husband to quit acting like a Richard. And that was it until we dropped my brother off. Then he started yelling at me, saying I didn't have to say all that in front of my brother and that I embarrassed him. He said that he already doesn't like being around my brother because he's 6'6", and I just made him feel worse. I called him crazy for being intimidated and jealous of my brother, and said that he did this to himself, and that he needs to stop talking about our son like that. He just said that he's venting to me, his wife, and it's not like he's doing anything to our son. He claims I'm overreacting and being a drama queen. I just said, says you, but he insists I'm the butthole, and after dropping me home, he left and still hasn't come home. My mother said that he is being crazy, but I didn't have to say anything in front of my brother, and then I did overdo it a bit. My sister agrees as well, and they think I should apologize for that. Am I the butthole? Your husband's insecurity is unbounded. He needs to get a grip and apologize to you for being the butthole, not the other way around. This one's from Lee20220, and it's called, Am I the butthole for searching my husband's pants without asking him first? Context. My 33-year-old husband used to be unemployed for a year, but he recently started a job at a warehouse. Yesterday, and while I was about to do the laundry, I grabbed his work pants and dug my hand in the pockets to empty them before putting them in the washing machine, like I always do. My husband just happened to walk by, and when he saw me searching his pants pockets, he rushed in yelling at me to put his pants down. I already had a folded piece of paper out, but he snatched it and then started screaming at me about how I have no respect for his privacy and that I shouldn't be getting my hands on his things. I was genuinely dumbfounded, and I told him to take it easy and that I always do this before laundry. He lashed out, saying I had no right and should have come to him and asked him first because he was worried about important documents getting lost, like the one I pulled out. I said important documents shouldn't be inside his pockets and asked to see the paper, but he said he won't show me. I asked why, and he said I don't get to ask him jack after I disrespected his privacy. I almost laughed because what privacy does he have in his pockets? It wasn't like a stranger was digging into them. He refused to speak to me. He later bought a new closet with a lock and moved his clothes inside of it. I asked if he was serious, and he said this will teach me to respect his privacy and deter my snooping. Then he went back to not speaking to me. I'm genuinely confused. Am I the butthole? OP, this guy is obviously cheating on you. What else could it be? If it weren't for the fact that he went to the great effort of buying a locking closet, it might be plausible to think that he's hiding a fun surprise from you, but no, he's cheating. My wife knows all of my computer and account passwords. I don't even have a phone password. Who needs privacy like that unless they have something to hide? This one is from Cookies for Me, hee hee, and it's called, Am I the butthole for not eating my meal at my cousin's wedding because my dad changed my selection? Several years ago, my grandparents had a 50th anniversary party. It was kind of set up like a wedding reception, so we had a choice for the meal. The options were 2 different German foods and steak. I was like 16 years old, so I chose steak. Then at the actual event, someone couldn't make it. Orders were mixed up, and I ended up with a pickle wrapped in meat. Everyone insisted that was what I picked, so I tried it, but then gave it to my dad because I didn't like it. Later they realized that I ended up with the dish of the person who couldn't come. No big deal. Well, since then, this has become a joke within my family. They've done it 2 or 3 times since, whenever there's a wedding or event with food selections. When my grandma was alive, she yelled at my dad for it since he's the instigator. I'm not sure if he's doing it to get 2 meals or just to be annoying. I'm not sure if he's doing it to get 2 meals or to be annoying or to make me mad or what the deal is. My cousin got married Saturday, and a few weeks ago they sent out cards to pick our meal. They sent all of ours, Dad's, mine, sister's, to my dad's house with 1 return envelope. The options were steak, chicken, or stuffed portobello mushrooms. I selected steak and specifically told my dad to just let me have a darn steak instead of messing with it. He said, I won't write anything on your card. Then fast forward to Saturday. Everything is going well. The wedding is nice. We sit down to dinner and they give me mushrooms stuffed with vegetarian pilaf. I said, there must be a mistake. I selected beef. The server said that the star on my place card meant I ordered vegetarian. I looked at my dad and he laughed and said, I called Natalie after we sent our cards and told her you became a vegetarian and wanted to change your choice. My sister was there and said, Dad, don't you think it's getting old? I said, you said you wouldn't mess with it. He said, no, I said I wouldn't write on your card. I didn't. I called her. Now you have to eat mushrooms. Ha ha. I said, no, I don't. Some time passed and my dad said, seriously, you're not even going to try it? They're just mushrooms. They won't hurt you. I shook my head. I hate mushrooms and I'm sick of this joke. I sat there till other people started getting up. Then I got up and went to the bar and had a beer and avoided my dad till I left. My sister later said that I should have at least tried a little. It was kind of rude to just leave a whole plate of food sitting there. She said I could have had some of the rice stuff, but for all I know, there were mushrooms in the pilaf too. Honestly, this makes me not want to go to any more family events with a meal. Am I the butthole for not eating any of my food during the wedding? OP, you are not the butthole. Nuff said. That's it for this one, folks. Until next time.